My next guest was one of the big winners this past weekend at UFC Fight Night on July 31st, getting that majority decision over Bryan Barberena. It's Jason Witt joining me here on the program. Jason, how's it going?
What's up, man? I am doing fantastic, just on top of the world. How about yourself? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I had a great weekend in Whistler, but did manage to catch the replay of your fight in that entire card. Congrats on the win, man. Before we talk about the victory and everything that sort of happened after the fact, I remember we spoke heading into the fight, and you mentioned getting tests done by the PI, and I know you kind of mentioned something about your stress levels being off the charts. So I got to know, since that was all fixed pre-fight, how did you feel in there?
It was the best fight I've ever had. Honestly, it was the most clear, less stressed. I remember going in the Simmelsberger fight, just not clear, not confident, just like obviously my stress levels were way up, and just I wasn't feeling the way I wanted to feel. I wasn't confident at all. So walking in the Barberena fight, and obviously I'm nervous. You're gonna be nervous no matter what. That's the name of the game. Just going into something like going in to fight a guy like Barberena, you really have to be nervous because you know what the outcome of the fight could be. But man, going in and just, especially after round one, knowing the takedowns I got on him and the way that round one went, I was zooming in confidence and just felt good about the whole thing.
What, if anything, surprised you? I mean, obviously third round, maybe not as good as you expected, but outside of that, what was there anything about him that you weren't expecting?
I didn't expect takedowns to be that easy. You know what I mean? Honestly, I watched the Colby Covington fight quite a few times, and Colby and I have a little bit different wrestling style. Colby's more like a full style wrestler. He's gonna go for double legs, single legs, things like that. Where I do too, but like I had like leg sweeps into it. I had a little bit different. We call it the James Krause matrix because James Krause kind of has a whole wall system that we go over, and man, I've been doing that stuff for years. So I really didn't expect takedowns to be that easy. Like I shot him for a couple double legs. He pressured too far forward, and you can see in the second round where he realized, I can't just walk in and just punch you because I'm going to get taken down. I didn't expect that, and that really kind of shined a light on like, hey man, I'm good at this stuff. Like, just stay confident about it.
What's going through your head when it hits the judges' scorecards? Because you never know with some of the judging we've had over the last couple of weeks, right?
28-28. I was like, you guys lost your freaking minds. I don't know where that one came from. I realized, I lost the third round, but that was still a barn burner of a round. We knocked him down. He knocked me down. I obviously didn't have the winning side of that, but at the same time, I know I had 1 and 2 in the bag. There's just no doubt about it. Like if you give him a 10-9 or 10-8 round in round 3, you have to give me a 10-8 round in 2, because knocking him down, submission attempt, taking him down multiple times, like I feel like you got to give me that. So going to the scorecards, I knew I'd won the fight. Krause told me between 2 and 3 that I was up 2 rounds, and I believe that. Even in the midst of getting punched in the face repeatedly, I still knew that I was on top of that round.
The other bonus, no pun intended, or I guess pun intended in this case, is the fact that you got the $50K bonus. When you found that out, what's going through your head? Because I know, you got a successful gym and business outside of what you're currently doing. But, to get that extra $50K must have been just, amazing.
Yeah, man, it really was. It's always nice to get extra money. You know what I mean? Especially you're gonna take an ass whooping in the third round for it. You might as well get a little bonus out of it. You know what I mean? No, it felt great. I kind of figured after the fight ended that, hey man, and I said in multiple interviews, I think I even talked to you about it. Like, this is gonna be one of those that has fight of the night potential written all over it. Like if you don't see that, then you don't watch fighting very well. But I knew it would be. I honestly thought round 3 would be the whole fight. That's what I visualized. That's what I expected. I really thought that it was going to be a barn burner fight all 3 rounds, which I'm really glad it wasn't, because round 3 was not fun by any means necessary. But yeah, to get that $50K bonus after that, it was just an icing on the cake. It was fantastic to feel.
I want to get your thoughts on a couple of fights going on this weekend. UFC 265. I think Analysts is definitely in your cards in the future as well. This is something we've always sort of talked about. But in your division, there's a big fight. Vicente Luque, Michael Chiesa. Right now on FanDuel, if you look at the odds, Luque is the favorite at -124, Chiesa plus 102. Who do you think takes it in that one?
I saw Chiesa this week at the Institute. He's a big welterweight.
Isn't he? He's huge. I can't believe he makes one. I couldn't believe he made 155. It was nuts.
He had to just murder himself to get down to 155. But he's a big boy. Like, he walked by and was just like, that's 170? Jesus. Yeah, that's a tough fight. You know, I mean, I think Michael Chiesa has a lot more tools than Luque does. Luque is a very very strict kind of boxer, kickboxer. I said the same thing about when he fought Barberena. He just boxed him and kickboxed him most of the time, which is why it made it a harder fight. I I think honestly, I think Chiesa got that. I know Luque hits hard, and he's a tough dude. But I think Chiesa might get that. He gets in the ground. He has dangerous submissions. He's slick on the ground, and I might go with Chiesa on that one.
Yeah, and I definitely think it's a 50-50 fight, especially with, like you mentioned, the size for Chiesa. Chiesa's also a guy that's tough to put away. Luque's a knockout artist, although I know he got a submission in his last fight, but you sort of get what I'm saying here. It's going to be a very interesting matchup of two really talented guys in your division. The new co-main event now is supposed to be Amanda Nunes and Juliana Pena. Nunes is out. Insert Jose Aldo and Pedro Munhoz, fight that was already on the card, but now it's bumped to the co-main event. Aldo the favorite, -128. Pedro Munhoz, +104. Who do you like in that fight?
That's an interesting fight. You know, I mean, you can't ever count Aldo out. He really, you know what I mean? He kind of goes away, comes back, goes away, comes back. Like, it really just kind of, it's who shows up, which Aldo shows up. You know what I mean? He's a tough pressure fighter. He's good. I still think Pedro Munhoz is going to come out with that. I think Aldo's on his way out. I really do. And that's unfortunate to say because that dude's been a legend in the sport for, since I've been in it. But I think Munhoz is kind of one of those up and rising guys that just kind of is going to shine through on that fight.
And last one, the main event, the interim heavyweight title fight, Ciryl Gane, Derrick Lewis. Ciryl Gane, -400, Jason. I'm a little surprised by that myself, but I'm curious to get your thoughts. Who you think takes it on Saturday night for the interim heavyweight title?
How can you -400 anybody against Derrick Lewis?
I know. That's what I was thinking too. That's to be honest with that, I think that's the public betting it, because I believe Gane only opened up as a little bit of a favorite, and now it's been really hammered. I mean, I understand people picking him, but at the same time, it's Derrick Lewis, man. This guy knocks out everyone, right?
If he touches you, you fall over. It doesn't like, who do you fight? Alexander Volkov?
Yeah.
Asked for what? Four and a half rounds and knocks him out in the last 30 seconds. Like, you can't count that dude out. And he's been working on his conditioning too, so I don't think that's going to play a huge factor. I think he's a lot better than he has been in a while. But -400, man, those are crazy odds. But man, Gane's really good. Like, obviously stand-up kickboxer. Like, Lewis isn't going to take it to the ground. I mean, he can. He's knocked out a lot of people on the ground too. But I'm not betting against Lewis. I think this is hilarious. I think he's a lot better than people think he is. I don't think he's just a one-punch pony, but I got Lewis on that one. Honestly, I do.
Okay, yeah, I can understand the value for sure on that as well with +300. This guy, like I said, a lot more experience too. Mind you, it's very rare to find a fighter with 10 fights fighting for a UFC championship. So there you go. Ciryl Gane may be the exception to the rule. Back to you. I know we're fresh off this win. Any idea when you want to get back in there and have your next fight?
I'm not too beat up. Honestly, today was the first day I could move my neck freely. It actually popped a little bit, so that was a nice little thing to wake up to. I've been pretty sore the past couple days. I'd like to fight soon, at least by the end of the year. And I mean, to me it feels like November, December already. I don't know why, but like it's only July, but it feels late in the year. I'd like to fight on my birthday. November. Maybe if I can get 2 fights, that'd be great. It just depends on kind of what my management system thinks I want to do and what they want to do with me. But yeah, I've always been an active fighter, and I like fighting. I think I had 4 fights in a year. My contract was up 4 fights in a year. So I'd like to get a couple more fights in. I'm in. I'm here to make some money. Add that $50K bonus to it.
I was going to ask you about that. How many more fights do you have on your contract right now? What's the latest?
So my contract is up. The 48-hour.
The 4 fights are up, is what you're saying?
Up. I was told that they're renewing my contract. I do not know any of the details about that yet. I was just told that we will renew my contract. So not only did I get the win, I got the $50K bonus, but I got the fact that I'm still a UFC fighter.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, well-deserved after that performance, right? So it's good to see the UFC, paying attention to the exciting fighters in their division. Any opponents you have in mind for your next fighter? Is that something you leave up to James and your management as well?
Yeah, you know me. I've never really called anybody out. I've never been a call-out guy. I think I called out Max Griffin after the last fight, after the Barberena fight. I just thought he'd be a fun fight. He just won. I just won. I think it'd be fun. But that's a management system thing. They know best, and that's why I hired them to do what they do. I think they have a couple guys in mind. I haven't really discussed it with them, but yeah, I mean, we'll have something on the horizon soon. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Jason, appreciate you doing this. Enjoy the victory tour this week. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? Anything like that? I'll give you the last word.
Oh man, Glory MMA Fitness. You gotta thank those guys. We've built I said it in my last post. We've built a culture of winners, man. And to we kind of talked about this in James Krause's post practice speech yesterday. Man, like we've built a culture of winners, and when you're in the cage and you're in the third round, you don't want to continue. You also don't want to lose and go back to Monday morning being like, hey man, sorry guys. Like, so you like that culture that we've built kind of willed me through that last round of just pushing through and getting the win. So I got to thank everybody at Glory MMA Fitness, man. They've built me to be a better man, a better fighter every day. So I love this stuff.